I'm sure that a lot of you know by now that I'm obsessed with makeup. What I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to compare real makeup products with fake ones and we'll see how it goes. There have been so many imitations in the market lately. I went on a shopping spree to Sarojini Nagar and Connaught Place and I bought a bunch of fake makeup products and I have the real ones right here, so let's begin. So the first product that I'm going to use is the MAC Studio Fix Foundation Plus Powder. What this product does is it is a foundation and powder all in one. So all that you have to do is just apply it and your base is set. So the real one looks like this. It has blunt edges, if you would call them. It is circular in shape and it comes in like really good quality packaging. So you just click open this. This is how it will look. And then just swirl your finger around it and this is the pigment that you get. The consistency of this powder is like really creamy and it sits on your face really well, and it also has a tiny sponge right below the pigment like this. Now I found two variants of this very product right here. The first one looks somewhat like this. Like, guys, you can see that they're very different, and this one comes in like some really cheap packaging. The edges are really sharp and you just open it. It comes with the pigment and then it has like a cotton pad in the name of a sponge. This is what it looks like, and when you swirl your finger around it, it's like really powdery and there's barely any pigment on this. Now the next variant of this very product is this one. Print on this is quite similar. Let's just open it and see how it looks. So you click and it opens. Impressive. Here comes the first pigment. Now since the size of this product is almost twice the size of this one, it comes with two pigments. That's amazing. So you open it up, there's one pigment right here, then you open it up again and then there's a sponge. So this is what the sponge looks like. It's like really light. I don't think it will be of any use to me. So once you swirl your fingers around this one feels a lot creamier than the previous one. It's not like very powdery, and this is what the pigment looks like. Now again, the pigment on this is still like really light as compared to the original one. So I'm going to use this on the right side of my face and the original one on the left side of my face. Okay, so this is what the right side of my face looks like right now, and I do feel that it's like really powdery still and there's barely any pigment. So I actually had to take a lot of product and put it like right on my face, and then I got this much pigment. Now let's try the original one. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I for sure can see a big difference between the right and the left, and this side got on really easily. I didn't have to use even like half of the amount of product I've used on this one, and there's barely any fallout here. Like, I'm using my brush like really harsh on it, but still there's barely any fallout, and this one in comparison to it had a crazy amount of fallout. Okay, so my base is done, and now we come to the very interesting part. What I have here on the original side is the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, and this palette has been loved by everyone around the globe. Now we have the fake version of it and it looks like this. So this is what the original palette looks like, and as you can see, it's a little worn out because it's been in use for quite some time now. You have all the shades, like the names of the shades written over here, and they've been written like in a very small font. Now when we look at the fake palette, so the packaging clearly is very different. The brush looks different, the font on it is really big, but the colors of the pigments, they look pretty similar to the original palette. The brush looks really cheap to me, like it looks like a cheap product. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this palette for my brows, for my eyeshadow, and a little bit for my contour as well. So from the fake palette, I'm going to pick up the shade Suspect with Verve. This has no pigment whatsoever. Like, I'm trying really hard to get some pigment, and I'm not going to use Suspect and Verve anymore because I can't even see them on my brows. So I've used Blackout shade from this palette, and that's the darkest shade in this palette. That is a complete black, and it still does not have any pigment. Very disappointed in this palette. I'm just going to take the original one and try out the black from this one. Guys, when you use these palettes together, you'll understand the difference because I got a lot of pigment at one go. Okay, so black is not the color that I should be putting on my brows, but I only have limited options here. But still, the pigment on this side is so much better than the pigment on the right. And I didn't even take like half as much of product that I've taken from this one. So now I'm going to start my eyeshadow. We're going to again use the fake palette first, and with the other side of this brush, I'm going to pick up the shade Tease from this one. And this shade is going to be my transition shade. If I get any pigment, that is. Okay, I do see some color, but that's barely anything. Okay, let's move on to the shade Half Baked. This Half Baked in the original palette is not the Half Baked in this palette. You know what? I'm not even going to take off the excess. Let's see how much pigment we can get. Okay, there's some pigment after so many efforts. Okay guys, that's the most I can get. Now for the lid, I'm going to go with the shade Suspect mixed with a little Snakebite. Are completely different shades on this palette. Mix Suspect and Snakebite together. Not taking off the excess, and just on my lid. It is so chalky, it's so powdery, and still has barely any pigment. This is the final result. Not happy. I'm going to take Snakebite from this palette and just put it under my waterline. Okay, this has still some pigment as compared to the rest of them. I'm going to take Blackout again and then just make a liner on top. Yeah, that's the most I can get from this side. I'm done with this palette right now. Okay, now from the original palette, I'm going to take the same shade, which actually is not the same shade here, but okay then. I'm going to take Tease for my transition shade. Okay, so the first shade is done. Then I took Half Baked for my crease. So we're going to do the same. I'm taking like really less pigment from this palette and it's still a lot. Now we will mix Suspect and Snakebite for the lid. Okay, so this is how my lid looks. Okay, now we're taking Blackout and we're making the liner. So one more thing that I've noticed while I'm using these is that the brushes are very different. Like this one is so much thicker compared to the other one, and this is not round. That brush is a round brush. Okay, let's see what I can do with this. Okay, so this is my first coat of Blackout and it's still darker than this side. This is what the original side looks like. This is what the fake side looks like. This side, no pigment whatsoever, and this you can see. So on this side, I have the original Baby Lips color lip balm, and this is in the shade Pink Lolita. Now, I mean, there are some very obvious differences, but if you've never seen or if you've never really paid attention to the real Baby Lips, you'll not be able to make out the difference. Okay, so this is what the fake one looks like, and this is what the original one looks like in the shade Pink Lolita. I'm sure there is some shade like this, like as far as I can remember. But this one's definitely thicker than the original one. It also, like, just to differentiate, it also has the logo written over a band. So it has a white band over the logo, and this has no band whatsoever. So I can definitely see a light pink tint on the left side. Let's see how it goes on the right. First of all, this is very harsh. Like, that just glided onto my lips, and this is really harsh and shiny. Okay, so the pigment on the right side is way more than it is on the left, and it also has a very chemical bubblegumish flavor smell. Like, I do not like that smell at all. I can see a difference, but it feels fine. Like, it doesn't feel weird. Another fun thing that I discovered. So this is the Lakme 9 to 5 lipstick, and I picked it up in the shade number 9. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's very classy, very like shiny and stuff, the kind I like. Now shade number 9 is a really beautiful red colored shade. This is the fake one, and guys, this is shade number 9 in the original one. This is shade number 9 in the fake one. Okay, so this is the original side. I look very funny, I know. Okay, shade number 9 apparently. This is what shade number 9 original is looking like here, and the fake one. But the thing is, I like the color, and the lipstick is actually very smooth and creamy, just like this one. Now I'm going to use the same lipstick as a blush on this side, and then I'm going to use this as a blush on the right side. Okay, so that is my blush, and okay, the other one. I think because of the foundation, like, this pigment is not even catching on to my face as much. Like, it was really pigmented on my lips, but on my cheeks I can barely see any pigment. Just do it again. Okay, now I see some. So this is what the blush looks like, and this side I had to like tone down the pigment because the color is so rich, and this just took a while and quite a few tries to get the actual pigment on. Again, we're going to take the Naked 2 palette, both the real and the fake one, and apply some contour. Now I'm going to use my brush for it. Okay, so we're going to go with Snakebite and Tease on both the palettes and see how well we can contour with it. Although this is just a fun experiment, like, you don't really have to use your eyeshadow palettes for contouring. Okay, I think I see some pigment, some. Okay, so the fake side is done. This is how it looks like. Now we'll move on to the original one. This one glides on really smoothly, and that is why I love the pigments in these, and it looks a lot more natural than this one. Like, this is really orangish and shiny. This one is still like very toned down. As you can see that the fake side looks really patchy. There is no pigment whatsoever. I've tried really hard. I've put on a lot of product, but that's all that I could get. And on this side, everything is blended. It's not patchy. There's a lot of pigment, even with like really less product. So this side, yay for sure. This, I am never ever doing this again. But like, there are a few things I actually liked from the fake side as well. Like, I liked the lip balm. It's fine. It doesn't feel weird at all on my lips. It does not feel heavy. The pigment again is different, but it's fine. And same with the lipstick. I know that this shade and this shade do not match. Like they're nowhere close to each other. But independently, this lipstick, this shade works for me, so it's fine. But I'd still recommend you guys to just buy the original one because you never know what they put in these fake products and it can just harm your skin. And on the other side, I'm actually pretty happy with everything that I've done. I've used really less products, but you guys can clearly see the difference. That was it for this video. I hope you guys liked it and I hope you guys found it useful. Let me know in the comment section below. And for more such videos, you know what to do. Like, share and subscribe to POPxo Beauty.